Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 2 of our all-Hecata Chronicle, Berlin Bloodlines. This is Episode 5, Phantom Pain. So let's meet our vampires, starting with Avery.
Hey everybody, hi, I'm Avery at Averydaboi on all the social media platforms. I style myself as something of an internet personality, but you're not concerned about that. Tonight, I will be portraying Windsor and Edgar Hair, Edgar Wade.
Thank you. Az?
Hey there everybody, I'm Az, or As I was on the social media, because I think I'm funny. And today I will be playing the delicious, delightful, devious Diablerist, Adelaide Nagaraja.
Luna.
Hi, I'm Luna, or druidbynight. You can find me at druidbynight on most social media platforms, including on Twitch where I stream. And for this time zone, I will be playing one Imogen Lamia, the ex-best cult leader?
I guess that would be accurate. Rachel?
Hi, everybody. I'm the AzureButterfly, or Azure for short, or simply Rachel, variety streamer on Twitch. And this time zone, I'll be playing Maria Russellini, Pope of the Hecata, and Mistress of Ghosts.
Thank you. Ramos?
Hello, everyone. My name is Gilbert Ramos, aka RamostheNomad, on all the social medias. I am CEO and founder of Rolling Nomads, and tonight I have the pleasure of being once more Dr. Tullio Giovanni.
Excellent. And as always, this is a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition actual play. We've gone over our safety and consent, but please check in with yourselves as your well-being is important to all of us who are playing. All the content warnings for this game will be down in the description below. So if you all are ready, lass uns anfangen, and let us return to Berlin, the same night as episode 4. And we begin our scene tonight with Adelaide and Maria driving away from the Bahari Manor in Adelaide's brand spankin' new whip from Kasim. Well, I suppose it's not that new, but it's relatively new, at least for Adelaide anyway. And you are on your way to the Azure estate to go deal with Nicola. Now, Maria, you removed the wraith from Nicola by allowing it to possess you, not on purpose, but that is how that went down. And it was Tullio and Edgar who removed the wraith from you with some assistance from Freya by letting them know that you were leaving the estate possessed. Adelaide was not privy really to any of this information. All Adelaide knows is that you're going back to the Azure estate. So why Adelaide wants to go with you is maybe an unknown. So anything that you two would like to discuss in the car on the way there, you may do so now.
So what happened, Maria?
What would happen with Nicola?
Yes.
Well, I was called in to examine what was going on with him, and I may have gotten a little overzealous, and the spirit that was possessing him possessed me. So that was fun.
Fun like the time we had with your mother.
Maybe not quite. But I'm here. I'm not gone, but that means that there is a husk left over that we need to handle.
Like I said, I can help you examine him.
Very much appreciate it. I'm curious, though, why you would want to.
Maria? Do you want to know?
I don't see why not. If you want to tell. If you don't, I won't press.
Here's the thing, Maria. There are things going on that we cannot control. Having an Azure, who potentially could be another problem or a solution, I prefer that we use the solution.
Given everything that's going on, I'm in agreement with that. More solutions.
Did you
less
leave anyone
problems.
with the body?
No. I was not
Good.
in control of myself.
Wonderful. That makes it easier.
I know as Maria, I know that we need one of each bloodline with the coins, right? So do you have those coins with you?
I'm not letting them out of my sight.
This might be a good opportunity.
That's what I said.
So as the two of you drive, you know that to get to the Azure estate, as both of you have been here before, Maria more times than Adelaide, you need to go into a sewer grate and head down and up into the mausoleum. But Maria, you're familiar with it now. You've been to the Azure estate a few times. So you traverse through and you know you will eventually come to the end, which is a very ornate circular door. And the last time you did, Freya answered the door. But this time when you knock, it isn't Freya who answers the door, it is Oleg. And both of you know Oleg is the child of Nicola Asher. And standing directly behind him is Raymond, Nicola's other child. All of the Ashers are all immaculately beautiful looking people. Cornflower hair, blue eyes. And they look at you and Oleg says, "Welcome, Pope. Can I assume that you are here to examine my sire?"
That is correct. I would like to see him.
Freya has only recently returned. She says that Ilse is gone to ground. Is that also true?
Yes.
I suppose then that leaves me in charge of the bloodline for now.
Are you the eldest?
Outside of Ilse and Nicola, yes.
And that seems to be so.
Then it is incumbent upon me to take you to see my sire. He remains where he fell.
Nobody has touched him.
Not I.
That is good. The quicker we get this done with, the better.
Please take me to him.
Oleg wears a golden mask, and Raymond wears a white porcelain mask. And they lead you to the cells in the farthest part of the haven. They both stand there and open the door, and Nicola lays in his crumpled suit that's long, dirty, as he's been having issues with his possession for over 2 months now. And he lays flat on his face, and it looks like he has not moved.
Thank you for leading us. What?
Adelaide is going to walk over and examine the body.
What are you examining for exactly?
If there's any sort of side effects that the Wraith would have caused, that would make him not an ideal candidate for sacrifice. I'm making sure he's still in there.
I see. Wits and occult from both of you. Neither of you have a specialty in wraiths for occult, do you?
Nope, just grave rituals.
That won't help me here. Okay, then add an extra die for that. And for the record, Oleg and Raymond are still standing here, and Freya has also joined this room. She is staying farther back, however. So you have 3 prying eyes upon you, or 6 prying eyes, depending on how you'd like to phrase it.
8 on a crit.
8 on a crit. If you get at least 2 successes, Adelaide, you'll
There's
get the answer that you're looking for.
7 successes. Yeah.
Okay. So with a combined total of 15 successes, as you both take your time examining over Nicola, flip him over so he's laying flat on his back, you realize that one of his eyes is still perfectly white, as it should be, but the other is normal. You can see the iris and the pupil and everything. It's not a sclera like it was when you last saw it, Maria. And based on both of your knowledge of wraiths, there's nothing physically wrong with him. What is wrong with him is something occult in nature. To do what he's done, and this is a common practice amongst the Ashers, where they invite, because they have this belief that the clan Hecata and the undead should cohabitate together. Not necessarily to the extreme of uniting the Skinlands and the Shadowlands, but rather that their bodies should cohabitate together. And he invited this wraith into his personage, and now that the wraith is gone, you think that whatever deal is struck has affected his ability to be conscious. That he is in a state of permanent torpor until another wraith would inhabit his body.
Fascinating. Maria's going to stand up and look towards Oleg, Freya, and who is the other?
Raymond.
Raymond. And she's going to say, "It is not good news. I would ask that Adelaide and I be left alone for a while to deal with this, to see what we may do. Should the worst happen, I would much prefer you all remember him as he was."
And Oleg, who is not a big man, but he is a tall man, sort of stands and sort of folds his arms in front of himself, and he says, as the interim head of the Harbingers of Asher, I would like to know exactly what you mean by that, Pope.
You know of the issues with the wraiths, yes?
Are you saying there is still a wraith inside of him?
No, but there
No.
was.
It is gone now, is it not?
But you know what is going on with them, no?
I have heard, yes.
As the head of the Asher line, are there any others that are possessed by wraiths?
No.
And that is good news,
Yes.
because the wraiths are being corrupted. This is not a time to be inhabiting them, or letting them inhabit you.
I am aware. What I am not aware of is why you would want to be alone with my torpor desire.
I'm going to attempt to see what might be done. If the news is grave, then there is nothing that we can do, and he will remain in torpor indefinitely.
Are you implying that another wraith could possess him?
Not without consequences.
Dire consequences.
Raymond, I know what it is like to lose a sire.
Raymond, who hasn't said anything, sort of just flicks his eyes to you behind his mask.
You shouldn't be here. It is not something you can unsee.
Can you both make me manipulation and persuasion rolls?
Roll 3 dice.
That's 5.
Burning willpower turned that to 6.
All right. So, with Maria having the highest roll, or the minimum requirement for a success here, it is Freya who comes over to her cousins, and she says, please, cousin, uncle, now, I guess, let the Pope do her work. Please. And remember, you are not just speaking to one of, like myself, Adelaide is the head of the Nagaraja bloodline. And Oleg looks down at her, and he looks to Raymond, and Raymond sort of nods. And Oleg turns back to the two of you, and he says, I will give you the space that you require, Pope. Forgive any impertinence. This is not a role I was planning on ever overtaking, especially not on short notice.
Understandable. I appreciate it. She's going to look to Freya, and she's going to say thank you as well.
If there's anything that you need, simply shout, I guess.
I would request that if there are any wraiths within, that you keep an eye on them or check on them now, given what has happened.
Yes, of course.
And should that be an issue, I would be willing to help.
I also would be willing to help.
I appreciate it. Until Ilse returns, I don't foresee any ritualistic happenings here. We will simply be in a, what is it called? A holding pattern until our clan leader returns. The three of them sort of exit out. All of them are dressed very, as you've always seen them, are dressed very nicely in very fine suits, and Freya is wearing a light blue sparkly dress. And they all sort of click out of this stone cell, close the door behind them, and now you two are truly alone.
Time for us to get to work then, no?
Do you wish to leave?
Why would I?
I'm hungry.
It's nothing I haven't seen before.
Adelaide is going to walk over to Nicola and lift up the shirt, and whatever part of the flesh can be cut, like the thigh.
Yeah, you just have to cut into his pants.
I think Adelaide would shimmy them because we're making it look like he's going to be dusted.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sure.
then I'm going to take 2 giant bites out of him.
Yum.
Yeah.
And Maria, you watch as these razor-sharp teeth in Adelaide's mouth, like a shark's mouth, sort of descend down, and she begins feasting on Nicola's flesh, and he does not stir, and he does not move. What hunger are you at, Maria?
I'm only at 1 hunger right now.
Okay, so requires no roll from you. You don't need to feed off of him. What is your feeling of watching your cousin eat, or I guess technically Adelaide would be your aunt, but for the sake of this, we'll just say cousin, literally eat?
We are dealing with a threat.
Mhm.
Maria is indifferent.
Wonderful.
We have done some crazy stuff in the past as it is. I would say Maria is kind of just sitting in the corner of the cell, near the door, with an unlit cigarette in her mouth, kind of just chewing on it.
And certainly there will never be anything crazier than tonight. So, Adelaide, you can move yourself to 1 hunger.
Yay!
Nom 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 nom.
I'm gonna shimmy his pants back up, kind of straighten his suit out.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Nope, now comes the part where you must decide how you kill him. There is a sword. There are several swords on the walls around the cell. Well, not in the cell, but around the prison area.
She's going to position herself to grab one of the swords and kind of hold it aloft for a second, looking towards Adelaide. I'll take care of this.
As you are, Pope, it is most appropriate.
Is he laying face down or is he laying face up?
No,
Face
you
up.
flipped him over. He's laying
Over?
face up.
Okay, good. Yeah, she'll kind of position the edge of the blade at where his neck is, and then bring it up high and
Roll me a single die.
success.
Takes you only 1 stroke to take his head clean off. And Nicola is a kindred who has been around since the 13th century, so his body begins to wither and decay and curl up into itself very quickly. Turns gooey almost in an instant as soon as that head comes off. And as that happens, the two of you get the most strange feeling rush over you. Sounds like a laughter, or maybe it's a whisper of thank you. You receive the following things: 1 extra dot in stamina, 1 dot in subterfuge, and the following lore sheet merit, which I will put into the chat for everyone to see. And I would like both of you to make me intelligence and occult rolls, please.
7, no crit.
Okay.
6, no crit.
Okay, so both of you would come to realize now that whatever you're doing is a ritual of some kind. It's not a grave ritual, but it is a spiritual ritual of some kind. And should you continue to do this, you will continue being rewarded.
Did you know this would happen, Adelaide?
I had an idea based on what he said, or rather what he did not say.
Interesting.
Fascinating, no?
Yeah, it felt good. I don't know another way to put it right now.
No.
Adelaide, you receive a text message in this moment as you're watching Nicola turn into dust. You get a text message from a number you do not know.
Adelaide's going to stand over the body until it turns to ash to make sure that all evidence of what she's done is gone. But I'm going to look at the number that texted me and what the message says.
The number is from someone unknown, but the message is, got a live delivery from, and then there is an emoji of a police officer. Where do you want it? Signed M. And you would know that this would be from Heidi's child, der Maulwurf, or the Mole.
I will meet you at the graveyard.
The response is, it's not for you.
Okay.
Where is, and then it's a picture of a man in a suit.
Do I recognize him?
It is Tullio.
Adelaide, fingers on the temple.
Is everything okay, Adelaide?
No. Do you have this handled? Or do you want me to go make sure that they're okay with it?
I can handle this myself if you have somewhere you need to be.
Two
Good.
more text messages come through. Both of them are from Akua. Both of them are yours for both you and Maria.
What does the message say?
Get here now. It is not Akua's normal jovial response.
And
Well,
Given he said here, the last place we knew he was Cleopatra's.
I'll meet you there.
sounds good.
And Adelaide is going to go. And also text one of Heidi's ghouls. Through the means, because Maddox, right? No. Heidi's child.
Mads and the
Mads.
Malwolf. Or the mole.
Yeah, the mole. That the mole texted her directly
Mm-hmm.
and needs
As-
to be using the correct channels.
You would know that Demalwolf is responsible for the security of the Camarilla. He is the only one, as far as you are aware, that is allowed to use technology of any kind. He is a master of this surveillance. You're not quite sure. You wouldn't quite have the vernacular for it. And as you start moving out and you actually get out of this haven, you receive another message. Never mind. I know where you are.
In true Adelaide fashion, she will not respond.
Mhm.
But she's going to give it 10 minutes. And if he doesn't show up by then, is headed to Akua's.
All right. Maria, is there anything that you do before you leave?
She's just going to go to Freya and Oleg and break the news of what they had to do.
And Freya is the only one here. And she says, Pope, Oleg and Raymond are in the kiesha, the chapel. They are praying.
I see. It is a shame, but we did have to give the final death to Nicola.
I will inform them when they are done. I think they are taking the opportunity to pray because my sire never liked that Nicola embraced them from the Christian Icelanders.
I see.
You don't,
Thank you.
but it's okay.
Thank you, Freya, for all the help that you've been. Were it not for your warnings, I may not have been here.
I know. If it's not too forward to me to ask, are you going to Uncle Urbano's hunting party?
Yes, I think it'd be pertinent if I go.
Would you like to have a +1? And she sort of puts her hands, folds them over her knees and looks sort of up at you. Their big blue eyes.
There's a little bit of a shock that comes over Maria for a second. Yeah, sure. Sure, yes. Let's go with that.
We will have fun. I know this sounds bad. Mother is not here and she's always treated me like a glass doll. And I've always wanted to go and have fun. I'd like to try having fun.
Well, I'm sure we'll have a blast. And she's going to rest a hand on Freya's shoulder and give it a light squeeze. I look forward to it.
Me too. I will tell Oleg when they are done praying.
Okay, I understood. I gotta go.
No, of course.
But yeah, I'll catch you later. And she is kind of just like.
And as you were, she was like, you can come back anytime as you head out of the haven. And you meet Adelaide, who is just standing there in the middle of the area where she parked her car, and no one has arrived.
You good, Adelaide?
I hate when people are late.
Oh, were you supposed to be meeting somebody first here?
Apparently.
I'm going to send a quick message that says, you have 5 minutes.
The response is immediate. I'm already there.
Wonderful. Maria, get in the car.
Okay.
Cranks the radio up and takes off to Cleopatra's.
The two of you speed off to Cleopatra's, and while you do that, we're going to check back in on the Bahari Manor. Imogen, you wanted to go upstairs and speak with your not daughters anymore, but now your sisters again. Specifically, you want to speak to Hannah and Philippa, who were the most loyal to you and wanted you to stay mother of the Bahari, but of course were overruled.
Yes.
And you followed, and Hannah seems to be the most upset as you follow her to her room, or rather arrive at her room. She is packing a bag, and she is cursing, and Philippa is trying to calm her down, but it doesn't seem to be being very effective.
I would, for edification, I would like to have heightened senses active throughout the scene to make sure no one's listening. I hear footsteps outside the door.
Noted.
And she'll go in through the doorway and close the door behind her, and just kind of stand in the liminal space of the bedroom, just watching this happen, waiting to be spoken to, not wanting to disturb.
Yes. Eventually, Hannah looks up at you, and Hannah has short red hair. It's cut very, very short, and she has very light eyes, and she looks up in her mirror as she's grabbing some things off of her vanity and throwing them into a bag, and she looks at you, and she turns around, and she says, "Why did you do that? Imogen, why did you agree to Matilda's request?"
Because we can't afford a schism in the Bahari right now. Not when the enemy's at our doorstep.
I would be her second in command. Do you really think that she would allow any circumstance where I would take over as the head of the Bahari? I don't think so. You have painted a target on my back. I hope you know that.
That's part of what I wanted to speak to you both about. I do not think I'll be living here for the time being. And I wanted to let you both know that I'll be seeking out a new haven, and I wanted to invite you both to stay with me.
And Hannah immediately says, "Yes." And Philippa says, "Imogen, I would, but I would need some time to think about it."
Of course. Look, if I could speak candidly, I always felt as though I was different from the rest of the sisterhood here. And whether or not...
Hannah can't help but make a noise when you say that.
And not in the same way, of course, but in a way that was ill-fitting, I think. And I will always follow the Dark Mother and her teachings, but at this point, the spiritual center of the family must be maintained. And sometimes sacrifices of the self must be made in her name.
Well, I wish it was the sacrifice of Matilda's self, but okay, I take the point. But I can't stay here, Imogen. Matilda is a milliner, and I know I am not Hecata, but I know the ways that you operate, and she will want to solidify her power. And having a caitiff as her second definitely won't score her any points. I have to go back to the Anarchs for now.
And she chews on this information for a moment. And she says, I will have my new haven as soon as possible. And you will be able to stay with me.
And that's when you hear someone standing near the door. You hear the floor creak ever so slightly. Not loud enough for anyone without heightened senses to hear.
I will go to the door and open it.
Who you see standing there is another one of your sisters now. Her nickname is Tiara, but her name, you know her name to be Eden. And she is long blonde hair, and she's very beautiful. You know, she's a Toreador. She's like Hannah in the sense where she's not a member of the Hecata. And she seems to have been listening, and she's wearing a very long, tight-fitting black dress, as most of the daughters are. And as you open the door, she looks at you and she says, "It would be very unwise for Hannah to go back to the Anarchs. They are not in a good place right now."
Yes, I agree. Do you have a suggestion? And I'll kind of open the door, or step aside so she can step in.
I would suggest that Hannah go to... Well, I suggest that you would send her to one of the family members that you trust the most. Elysium is no safer for a caitiff than the schism in the Anarchs.
No, certainly not. She'll think, okay, I'll have to make a call, but I think I have an idea.
Wonderful. May I speak to you for just a moment?
Yes, of course.
And she sort of leads you out of the room and closes the door behind her, while Hannah continues to pack, and Philippa helps her. I have overheard downstairs that Adelaide is the new representative of Clan Hecata to the Camarilla.
That is correct.
You should know, since you are in her coterie, that I was once part of the Camarilla here in Berlin and in other places as well. I move between the Camarilla and the Anarchs rather seamlessly. I always want to maintain eyes on what the other factions are doing, so that I may know. See the writing on the wall, perhaps, is the best way to phrase it. I can assist Adelaide in this politicking if she would like it and require it, and I do not do it out of a selfless place. I do not know such a thing as selflessness. I do it for my own survival.
Of course. I will let her know. Would you like me to give her your phone number?
I'm not a big fan of technology.
Fair enough.
She may meet me at Elysium.
Okay.
I will get information there, but please tell her to look for me.
I will do just that.
Thank you, Imogen. We're going to go back to Imogen in a minute as you head downstairs to go speak with Tullio and make your phone call, but we're going to check in on Tullio really quickly. Tullio, you were downstairs speaking with your brother, and you know something's wrong with him, and he sort of excused himself to go get some air. And you know that he has higher humanity now because of what Aelin did, and maybe he really did need air. Maybe the air in the conservatory wasn't enough for him, and he sort of excused himself and left. And you don't really know what happened to him. But after a few minutes, you wait, and you head over to the door where he left from, and you see that his car is gone. So wherever he's gone, he is gone. And you go to pull out your phone to text him to say, "Where the fuck are you, you dumb fuck? Why are you driving when you're passing out randomly, when you're having narcolepsy?" And you see that the new mother of the Bahari, Matilda Milliner, or Matilda Lamia, she unofficially calls herself, approaches you and sort of taps you from behind.
Can I help you?
No. I believe it is I who can help you. Do you have a moment to speak with me?
Is it terribly pressing? I'm on a manhunt, it seems.
It won't take much time. And Edgar can handle himself. He is my grandson, after all.
That is what I'm worried about, I suppose.
I wanted to inquire after your ambitions for the family. I understand that the schism and the civil war is at the forefront of all of our minds, but I have to imagine that a Giovanni like yourself has plans upon plans. Would I be correct in that assumption?
I've made my plans very clear to the family. I want it united.
I see. And in this united Clan Hecata, who do you envision as head of the clan?
One who is fit to wear the crown.
Would I be making too far of a leap to say that you are fit to wear such a crown?
That would be an assumption made by yourself. I would never deign to whisper something, especially not to the new mother of the Bahari.
You need not whisper anything to me, for Lilith whispers to me unceasingly. What I would like to tell you is this, Tullio. There was a time where the Giovanni were supreme head of all of us. The Rossellini, the Milliners, the Dunsern, the Pisonopes, there would be none of our doppelte sangue without your unica sangue. Some of us remember those days fondly. Some of us would rather see a Giovanni at the head than a Samdi or an Asher.
Rest assured, the one who sits at the head of the table when all this is over will be the one that is best fit.
I think the lineage of Augustus Giovanni, who drank the soul of Cappadocius, is the best fit. But if you feel that you are not worthy of the name you have, that is something that I cannot change for you. Perhaps Imogen feels differently.
You would usurp her throne to give her another.
This throne is rightfully mine. I would never dare, as a milliner or a Lamia, think about leading the clan. Certainly not a Dunsarn like Olivia.
Let me make something clear. Should I find myself at the head of the table, it will be because of my dealings. Not because of my name. Not because of my blood. I tried that once. No one took to it. You were not there to speak. And no one else did. I'm not done speaking.
You are in my home.
And yet, I am not Bahari.
And yet, the Giovanni always respected the Lamia and the Bahari. So perhaps you are right, and this is a foolish endeavor of mine to see if you are fit to wear the crown. And I can see now why your posturing and your language got you nowhere. Thank you, Mr. Giovanni, for your time.
Pleasure, I'm sure.
And as Matilda leaves, Imogen is coming down the stairs. Matilda nods at you, respectfully, and she continues moving on. And Tullio is standing alone in the foyer.
She'll approach Tullio and rest a hand on his arm and say, let's abscond somewhere more private. Yeah?
Couldn't agree more.
Where did you abscond to?
She'll take him outside where the cars are.
Perfect.
And she'll begin to speak and then kind of study his face. You look troubled, irritated.
Why did you let her take them from you?
Because she would have taken half the Bahari to Lucius.
If she could garner their loyalty. But you could have spoken. You could have fought.
They
Why?
were never loyal to me. They were loyal to Hannah Laurie and my Hannah, who was my second. The only reason that I was gifted the position was because of her.
I don't fault you for your actions, I just don't understand.
Tullio, I wasn't happy leading them. Every day was a struggle, a fight, a tug of war between myself and everyone else who didn't believe in me. And barring that and how unimportant it is at the time, again, I could not afford to let her take the forces to Lucius.
She all but said she would support me in claiming head of the family when all this is over.
And that bothered you?
What bothers me is how much I want it. I crave that power. But it's scheming, Imogen. I don't trust her, because right when I began to explain myself and it didn't suit her machinations, she mentioned you. She had another plan lined up.
She'll step closer to Tullio and again kind of shift her eyes around to make sure no one is listening. She'll whisper.
You still have heightened senses on, and you don't
Always.
perceive anyone listening.
Perfect. She'll whisper. The vision the Dark Mother gave me about Ariana speaking to Lucius, about Hannah-Lori. I'm starting to put a lot of faith in that.
What do you want to do next?
I want to focus on helping those we can. I'm tired. I've had my fill of scheming and politicking, at least for one night. I want to help where I can, do some real good in this family. And I think the next step to do that at would be the hunting party.
Then there we'll go. Edgar is missing. We should find him first.
Okay.
Both of you receive a text message from Akua. Tullio, you also notice in these conversations you hadn't looked at your phone. You also received a text message from someone that you don't know. It's an unknown number that says, "Got a package for you." The message from Akua, however, says, "Get here now." But you've never known Akua to be anything but jovial. You've never known Akua to text. Not really.
I will reply to the mystery number and say where.
The response is swift. You're already going there. And then sends you a screenshot of your own message from Akua.
I'll show the messages to Imogen.
I got the same one from Akua, but who is... I guess we should go. Should we find Edgar first, or...
I've been told Edgar's a big boy. He can take care of himself.
Truer words were never said.
Right. So two of you also get in the car and speed off towards Cleopatra's. Edgar, you don't remember leaving the Bahari Manor. You don't remember getting in your car and driving away. You're in some sort of half-awake, half-dream state when suddenly you come back to yourself behind the wheel of your, was it Aston Martin? Driving at 120 kilometers an hour, straight towards the side of your own building. Can you make me a composure and drive roll to see if you can stop fast enough?
Oh, hell yeah. That would be 10 successes critical.
10 successes, yes. You open your eyes, and immediately you see a brick wall coming at you really, really quickly. And you slam on the brakes, and the car sort of spins to the side, and you bump up against the side of the wall, but you don't damage anything. But the side view mirror gets a little bent, gets slightly bent. The passenger side view mirror.
I think Edgar shakes his head and just finishes pulling into the garage, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that's not going to be able to be fixed tonight.
No, but as you sort of sit there in your car and try and think of why the hell you came back to your own apartment, you suddenly have a flash of remembering, or an idea perhaps, of if Louisa's back in your apartment, because she could possibly fix it. Or undo it. Or maybe you could find what she did and undo it.
We shall see. Edgar very rarely is going to take the elevator up to the penthouse.
Strange. You stand in the elevator. There's no music playing, not in your building anyway. You would never live there. And as you're traveling up, the elevator seems to be taking a lot longer. Now, you live on the 15th floor, but this seems to be lasting a lot longer than you think it should be. And it's almost like the elevator is going up and into eternity. And every once in a while, there is a flash of music. And then you're back in the elevator, and then there's a flash of a heavy beat of music. And you smell alcohol. You smell cigarettes. You hear the sound of clinking glasses, and you hear the sound of men's laughter. as the elevator doors finally swing open and you practically fall out of them and fall through your own front door into your apartment.
I'm going to go to the room where she lit that fucking shite on fire.
You do try and make your way to the bathroom. You grab onto the wall, you rip through your Jackson Pollock by accident, and as you do so, you feel the sensation of touching flesh, but not in an unpleasant way. Like a nice touching of flesh, as you then realize that you've ripped your nails through this priceless piece of artwork because Jackson Pollock is in fact dead. You head into the bathroom and you see that what's there is just a copper pot with burnt remnants of whatever it is Louisa did. There's broken glass everywhere, leftover bits of her blood and some of her flesh on the ground. There is not a single occult roll that you know of that could do what's happening to you now. Your blood wasn't even part of it. This is one of those things that Akua used to warn you about, that he could curse you. That used to be the family trade that they don't do anymore, and you're wondering if he taught Louisa some curses.
You right, bastard.
As you say, you right bastard, you hear it repeated back to you, except it's not you speaking. It's your Uncle Osric speaking. And suddenly, it's so loud and sort of shakes around in your head like a cocktail shaker, that it forces you sort of sit down on your bathroom floor. And as you ease yourself down onto what should be linoleum, instead you're sitting somewhere plush, like a very nice seat. And you find yourself in a place that you have never been, but you know of it. It is, at one time, Maxim was a titty bar, as Edgar referred to it once. And this was called the Naughty Girl Room, where basically it was a circular room where with a bunch of single booths where people could sit in there and watch a single performer in this circular room. And you find yourself in this booth watching someone you know dance through the window, and it is Aelin. And you still hear Osric's voice coming from somewhere else in another booth.
Leave her alone, Ozzy.
And Aelin speaks to you as she's dancing. Now you know the way that this room works. The dancer can't see who's looking at them. They're there to dance. And the people in the booth, it's a private booth, they can do whatever it is that they want in there. But Aelin speaks to you, and she says, "Don't worry, he's not talking to me."
Where is he?
And as she's dancing around this pole and removing more of her clothes, she sort of points to one of the other booths, and the wall next to you almost lifts up, and you see that Osric is in there with Olivia. They are connected in a physical way, and they are both watching Aelin dance.
I don't remember this.
You wouldn't. You were never here. But I didn't know them. I've never seen them. But they came here often enough. Sometimes together, sometimes separately. All of them did. And more of the booths start lifting up. You see one with Carla in there. You see another with Giancarlo in there. You see one with Hamish Milliner. And one with Maurizio Puttanesca.
All of these your patrons.
I suppose some of them would just watch me dance, take their pleasures from others. Some of them, it was different. The scene moves to her in an intimate situation with Giancarlo.
Always hated that prick.
Giancarlo turns and looks at you and says, "Oh, she loved me."
Yeah. As much as anyone whose job it is loves their, what's the, John, I think.
Everybody loved Aelin, and Aelin loved us all. The scene shifts again to Carla and Aelin in an intimate situation together. Giancarlo is standing next to you. We were all obsessed with her. We just didn't know why. Violette never let us feed off of her, though. Painful bite and all that. You know how that is. Did you really think that Osric killed me because I blabbed too much? All the Puttanesca blab. That's what we're known for. Yappity yap yap. He killed me because he was jealous.
Jealousy is a good reason as any to kill someone.
Who do you think she likes the most? Me or Carla? And he sort of walks over and really examines what's going on here.
I don't care.
I'm aware that you don't care, Edgar. You sent her away.
For her safety.
Sure. Definitely not so that you could dip your stick in crazy.
You'd know a thing or two about that, wouldn't you?
And the scene shifts again to the first night that you spent with Aelin in your apartment. The night that she showed you her favorite movie, and you kissed for the first time, and your relationship moved to the next level, if you wanted to refer to it in those terms. And you're together, and it's a beautiful, loving, romantic moment, something Edgar wasn't hyper familiar with at the time. His relations with people tended to be a lot more manipulative, especially in terms of Olivia, or just to get out some sort of emotion or aggression in terms of Louisa. And as you're in this moment together, Aelin says to you, "You torture me, Edgar."
I torture myself.
Yes, and that is the torture of it. You love me because you cannot love yourself.
All of the best parts of me are inside of you.
I wish that that was true. But you are a bad man, aren't you, Edgar?
For every light and every object, there must be a shadow. And I am what is left behind in the wake of your light.
And you want to kill my light, don't you, Edgar?
As much as there is a part of all things that wish for their own destruction.
Then do it. Destroy my light. Snuff it out, and it will burden you no longer.
Without its burden, I fear what I may become.
You will become who you really are, with nothing holding you back. She exposes her neck to you. She puts her hand behind your head. You may make me a willpower roll.
7 critical.
7 successes. You can resist. But she gets more forceful when you don't do it. And she says, "Bite me, Edgar. Drink deep of my blood. Drink of my heart's blood until I am no more."
No. We are bound to see the end together. Thee and me. This final turn of the wheel.
As the scene continues moving on, the passion of the scene continues moving. All of a sudden, Edgar, it's almost like Aelin needs you somehow, moved her leg in a way that seems impossible, and hit you in the solar plexus so severely that you go flying into the side of the wall behind her. And you come to yourself back in your apartment. And you realize that someone has hit you in the solar plexus and knocked you into your wall. And as you look up, you see a scene of a bunch of people in your apartment. You don't know how much time has passed, what you were doing or saying. But that's not entirely true. You know what you were doing, because you do see Louisa there. For a split second, she was up against the wall, and your pants are down. So you realize that she was there manipulating you. She was trying to get you to go kill Aelin. But someone knocked you out of the way. A man you don't recognize. He's hugely muscular, imposing. He has long dark hair and a dark beard. And he's surrounded by other people you do know, including someone who's perched barefooted on your coffee table eating a banana, whose name is Pinecones.
Before you do what you have to do with that one, gesturing to Louisa, Edgar will feel around his pockets. Do I have that coin on me?
You do. You shouldn't, because Imogen has it. But you do have it.
Just kind of flick it back and forth between his fingers. And he's holding her against the bathroom wall, right?
No, you are somewhere in your living room now. But as you're flicking this coin, you can't stop flicking it. You're watching it. It's extremely fascinating. It's almost like you're high. You're watching it go and go and go. And before long, this burly man who you don't know hits you across the face and says, "Stop it. The fuck is wrong with you?" And you look up again and Louisa has disappeared.
You shouldn't have let her go.
I don't give a shit about the little leech you were fucking. We brought someone who's supposedly your Yusuf, and this burly man walks back over to someone who you know as Strider. He looks like he's absolutely drunk, and he's practically falling all over himself, and this burly man sort of pushes Strider down to the couch. He says, "Fucking sit down, stay there."
There's coffee in the kitchen. You can put a pot on for him.
Yeah. No, we're taking him home. We had to make a pit stop here because fucking Yusuf insisted. And Pinecone sort of jumps over to you and jumps on top of your desk, still with bare feet, still with a banana in his mouth. And he sort of holds his hand down and he says, "You need help up. You're sitting on the ground with your ding-dong out."
Very observant. I could use a hand. And stand
But
up.
he puts the banana in his mouth and holds the hand down.
I'll take his hand and pull myself up and, buckle around the waist again. Good lad. Good lad. I owe you one.
You talk funny.
Always.
I forgot how funny you talk. We have a woman. We had to go get Strider. He is not doing good things. He is getting drunk and playing with boobs. And so we had to go get him. And we find this woman. She's held in a closet, all tied up and beaten up. She is unconscious. I think she's dying. But she had your card in her pocket. So Crack Teeth say, "We need to bring her to Mr. Wade. And you are Mr. Wade. We have brought her and now we leave. Bye-bye." And then he jumps off your desk.
Yusuf, my friend, would you care to explain in a little bit greater detail than your friend?
And Crack Teeth walks over and he's like, "Yeah. We found this woman and it is Frau Eschweiler. She is bloodied, bruised. She looks like she's very poorly mistreated. She has multiple puncture marks, clearly from someone injecting her with something. And she's zip-tied at the wrists." And he says, "We found her in a closet. We have really great hearing and senses and stuff, and Pinecones can sniff out just about anything. And he smelled blood, so..."
This was where? The
Kit Kat Club.
Fucking lasser.
The owner.
He's been ducking me. I've been trying to buy the place for a while.
Well, we sort of had a debate about whether to drop her off at a hospital, but when we saw her card in in your pocket, we didn't know if she was whatever you call it, one of your servants, if she has vampire blood inside of her.
No, she's a loose end.
Okay. Well, she's your problem now. Take care of it.
I appreciate that.
Yep. There's something really, really wrong with you. You know that, right?
Yeah. That one your mate over there had a hold of. If you can find it and kill it, I'll give you whatever you want.
Not a high priority, but okay. Like, could not be lower priority for us to kill a leech.
I can get you things you need, Yusuf.
So can I. Fix the woman. She looks like she's dying, if you care about her at all. Maybe she has information about the owner of the Kit Kat Club. I don't know. Do something.
I'll handle it.
Good. We have to take our buddy home. He has more kids on the way, and he decided his best time as a warrior of Gaia is to be at the titty bar, so.
Tell him he can come back another time and talk fatherhood.
Yeah, that won't be happening.
Oh, come on. I could take him over to Hamburg to the red light, get it all out of him.
Yeah, whatever. All right, let's go. And they all start leaving, including the one who never introduced himself.
Who the fuck? Alright, whatever.
And Pinecones hears you say that, and he goes, his name Wormfoe. You learn it.
He looks like a prick.
Yes. And then he shuts the door.
They ripped my fucking Pollock.
You scramble you pull up your pants, you try to adjust what you're wearing. You scramble, look for your phone to see if you can figure out what time it is, maybe. And you see you have a text message from not only Tullio, multiple from Tullio, who was like, where the fuck are you? What are you doing? Why aren't you here? Where did you go? But you also have a message from Akua that says, get here now. And here's the thing. You're not sure if you should drive. So I would allow you to do one of two things before we deal with Frau Eschweiler. Either to call one of your cousins to come get you, or to take a taxi or an Uber.
Yeah, I'll call a like Uber Black.
Sure. What would you like to do with Frau Eschweiler, though, as you wait for the Uber?
I think Edgar will feed her just enough of his blood for her to regain consciousness.
Make me a roster.
Fail, I'll go to 2.
2 hunger. You feed her more than you think you should have to, but she is fairly injured. You think that Yusuf was correct, that had you not intervened, she would die. She might have even had internal bleeding and internal injuries. It looks like you check under... Of course, you cut the zip tie and you check under her blazer. She has a lot of bruising around the ribs and the stomach. She was obviously kicked. She was obviously beaten and treated very poorly at the Kit Kat Club. But eventually, she does sort of take a deep inhale of breath and opens her eyes. And then it's extremely painful for her to do so. They are swollen so severely.
Frau Eschweiler.
Mr. Wade, where am I?
Safe.
Okay.
What happened to you?
I went down to the Kit Kat Club like you wanted. You wanted Lassa to have a meeting with you, and he wouldn't stop dodging me, and I just remember being grabbed and beaten, and I don't remember much after that. I do remember I kept hearing one name as they were dragging me away. Oh, I think he was ordering dinner. It's a spaghetti dish of some kind.
Goodness. How long did you serve, Olivia?
6 years.
And you partook of her blood?
No. What? No. She took mine.
Then it seems you are owed a debt.
I'm afraid I don't understand. I am very, very hurt.
You've partaken of my blood tonight, and I will give you a choice. I can take everything you have and make you what I am.
Or what?
Or you can die. Eventually. Slowly over time. There will come a day where what kindred blood does to you turns you into someone you were not before.
Is this a proposition I must answer now?
You will not leave this room until you do.
Then my answer is I do not want. Then I will call my children and say goodbye, and then I will die. I'm sorry. I don't mean offense. Wait, to you or Frau Dunson. I would never want to.
She's dead. It's a fuck about her.
I would never want to be whatever creatures must subsist on the blood of the living.
Isn't that our entire trade, Frau Schwaner?
I don't believe so.
I think you and I move in different circles then.
Most likely.
Regardless, when I leave here, you'll be locked in. You need to rest. Take time to think on this proposition. I meant what I said. You will not leave this apartment until you make a choice.
I believe I already made my choice, but as you wish, Howard.
I don't think you're done yet.
It is not a worry for me to meet my husband again in heaven.
And Edgar will just pick her up and move her to the couch. There is no heaven. Not for us or not for anyone.
Even for you, Howard.
Rest well, Frau Schwaner. I have things to do.
And with that, we are going to take our break. Hello, everyone. Welcome back from our bio break. All the coterie have taken care of some more business tonight. Some of that business being a little bit more nebulous in the case of Edgar than others. And of course, Adelaide and Maria killed someone, which is always part and parcel to being part of the Hecata. And we join Adelaide and Maria pulling up to Cleopatra's around the same time as Imogen and Tullio. The Asher Haven and the Bahari Manor are about equidistant from Friedrichshain, which is where Cleopatra's is. And so you both pull up at roughly the same time, and you notice two things immediately. One, that Cleopatra's, one of the storefront windows is smashed open, and the open sign is off. And you notice that a car is sitting, not parked, but sitting rather strangely in front of it, sort of taking up two parking spots here.
Can I activate Sense Unseen to see if there's anything?
You may
hidden?
make me a wits and auspex roll if that is what you would like to do.
Huddy, could I use my lore sheet to see if this is a murder scene?
You can. It is not.
Oh, I still get my little investigation thing for my being a little serial killer.
I'm gonna rouse the blood.
Arouse the blood.
That is a success.
I believe Tullio and Imogen don't have sensitivity.
No, but I was gonna ask if I could use wits and awareness with heightened senses to hear anything, any commotion on the inside of the building.
You do not. You don't need to make a roll.
5 successes.
Do I add
5
my,
successes is oh yeah, sorry, Adelaide.
do I add my auspex dots for Sense the Unseen?
You make it wits and auspex.
Okay.
You need four or above.
I got 5.
Both of you, Adelaide and Maria, can see sitting in the driver's side of the car is a figure that is wrapped up head to toe. They're employing obfuscate, and they're just sitting in the driver's side. Adelaide, you would know this to be Demalwolf. Maria, you have no idea who this is.
There is my meeting. Would you like to come, or would you like to check on the cooler?
So you see that as well.
That wasn't an answer, and she's going to walk.
Okay. Maria's going to... He'll go with Adelaide. Best go in pairs.
Imogen and Tullio.
I'm gonna draw my daggers and start stalking towards the door of Cleopatra's.
Tullio.
My hand is in my pocket, touching the charcoal that I keep it there. Ready for
Where are you going? To the car or to the Cleopatra's?
Cleopatra's.
Okay. As Adelaide and Maria approach, the person in the driver's side becomes visible, and he looks at you, and through a muffled cloth, he says, "Told you it's not for you."
No. Who is it for? Is the picture you sent?
Yep. The
Would you
guy
like-
walking into Cleopatra's.
Would you like me to take it in for him, or shall I come bring him out to you?
Well, if you promise to give it to him, it's wrapped up nice and tight for you in the trunk.
Wonderful. Thank you for your discretion.
There's a message along with the delivery. It's from my sire.
Please tell Heidi thank you for everything she's done. And you as well.
Thanks. The message is an olive branch. Can you remember that?
Oh, I don't know. German's not my first language.
It's not mine either.
You remembered it well enough. Would you pop the trunk, please?
He does.
And I'm gonna go see what it is.
It is a young man who is bound and gagged, and he has feral claws and a lot of fur and wolf-like ears.
Adelaide's gonna look around. Is there anybody like on the street or anything?
Not at the moment.
Tullio, did you lock your car?
I never do.
I'm going to put the body in his trunk.
Do you need assistance?
I've got it handled.
And I'm going to lift him up and put him in the trunk.
Walk into the driver's side of Tullio's car, you pop the trunk, put him in there. Maria, do you head into Cleopatra's or do you wait?
I think she'll trust Adelaide with this at this point. And go check on Akua, considering everything now.
And Adelaide, as you finish putting the person into the car, you look at your phone, you stop, look at your phone really quick, and there is indeed a news article that the Ward 7 of the Charité was burned out. There was a chemical fire that happened, but Heidi did save one specimen, apparently, for Tullio. And that's when you see an Uber pull up, and Edgar falls out the back of it. Lands flat on his face onto the cement.
And I was having such a good evening. Are you still doing good?
Tip top.
No, your tip is not at the top.
Disagree.
Do you want to get off the ground, or?
No, I thought I'd just lie here for a while.
Well, don't make too much noise when the cars run you over.
Edgar, you shakily get to your feet, use the car to sort of steady yourself and make your way over to Cleopatra's, and you also notice that the sign is off and the window is broken.
Seems like a problem.
So all of you head towards into Cleopatra's, Imogen with her daggers out and Tullio touching his charcoal, which is starting to sound like a dirty phrase that we keep saying. You see that the lights are completely off. There is just some emergency floodlights on towards the back. And the person who greets you is Jaman. And all of you can see that he looks like he's in distress. And Cleopatra's, for all intents and purposes, is destroyed. It looks like someone broke every hookah apparatus, broke every bottle of alcohol, busted up every chair, ripped at the plush walls and carpeting, and German is holding the remnants of the skull he always keeps on his belt.
What happened here?
I think you should talk to my father about that.
Was
Where
it
is he?
him or Louisa?
I think you should talk to my father about that. I need to go Bury my friend.
Do you need assistance?
No.
Who's your friend?
You know Tor. I've had him for 60 years.
I'll pray for him.
Thanks. I'll be back in a minute. Father is downstairs.
Adelaide's gonna kind of, where Ted is curled in her hair, reach up and touch him.
Let's go find the Kua. Tullio, though, one moment, if you wouldn't mind.
Of course.
I got you a gift.
Did you?
An olive branch from Heidi.
I see.
Make sure you put it somewhere safe.
Where is it now?
The trunk of your car.
Much appreciated, Adelaide.
Please remember this. I said I would help.
I will. The courtesy, of course, is always extended.
Let's extend courtesy elsewhere for now.
And Adelaide's going to head to the basement, I believe. Because that's where Akua was the last time he had a bad time.
Mm-hmm.
And pattern recognition.
So all of you head down to the basement, and Kua is down there. He's not dressed finely like you normally see him. He's wearing rather plain white shirt and tweed pants and suspenders. He's never seen him like this. He has no adornments in his hair. And he is smoking a cigar and sort of pacing back and forth and muttering to himself in a language that none of you speak. But it's likely a dialect of his original homeland of Haiti.
Cousin?
Hello, cousins.
What happened?
Louisa. She came here and had quite a fit, I suppose.
Louisa did this. All of that.
She did. She sent a pack of wild lemurs or some other type of monkey that I do not know types of monkeys, and they went rabid.
Try to warn you, old sport.
Now's not the time, Edgar.
She has done something to you, Edgar. I can see it.
Did
Did you tell anyone that she had cursed you?
I wasn't sure that's what she'd done till you just said something about it.
Can remove it from you if you'd like, before you start slipping out and in.
That'd be tops.
Certainly. It requires two things besides some of your blood and mine. Which of the people currently here in this room do you not believe would ever betray you?
Maria, give me your hands.
Maria would.
And Akua takes out a knife out of his back pocket, and he slices off your pinky finger.
Interesting.
It will grow back. Edgar?
He'll hold his hand out.
And he takes your middle finger. Give me a moment. You may speak amongst yourselves. And he ducks into a farther part of the basement, to the dirt alcove.
Wouldn't it have been fascinating to see what would have happened if you hadn't gone through all that?
For all things there is a season.
And yours is slowly fading.
Like
Figure
yours
it out.
getting any brighter.
I know who and what I am, Edgar. You should figure it out for yourself.
Yes, I know what I am not, and by slow process of elimination, I am figuring out what I am.
And how many parts of yourself are you going to have to get cut off Or others, looking at Maria's hand. Before you do.
I'm not sure. Can we stop the bickering, please?
Why would Luisa want to curse you like this?
Oh, you
Edgar.
all know why.
He said so, up on the balcony.
We've been fucking. I'm sorry, did anybody miss that when we were talking to Kua a few nights ago?
There's got to be more than that. I doubt it just because you're a poor fuck, Edgar.
Well, I'm not a poor fuck, so let's start with that.
I'm pretty sure you are a poor fuck.
No.
I just meant
absolutely
in
not.
your general demeanor.
No. We all know what the fuck you meant. Let's stop playing the word games. Nothing is wrong with my deck game, alright?
I'm glad you find that to be the most paramount topic of
No,
conversation.
I think it is, actually. Like you all haven't done shit you're not proud of.
No.
I can't make the lot of you understand my relationship with Aelin. You're not capable. I'm not capable. I don't understand it. It just is.
Also, now we're talking about Aelin.
Yes.
So there's a connection
Yes, and
between
the
what Luisa
fact-
did to you and Aelin.
Obviously. She's been pissed about Aelin from the get. Are you all fucking slow?
No, I want to know. That's what you've been doing instead of figuring out what to do with Aelin.
Oh, bitch.
2
Don't
months.
even. No. Don't you even fucking get me started. I've been mapping out our way to conquer this city and everyone in it for years. And what the fuck have you been doing? Fucking Kasim? Like, we're that different? Get so fucked.
You have plans that you're putting in motion, but instead you're once talking about your dick. I would prefer to talk about what your actual plans are.
Well, my actual plans.
Before you can finish that sentence, everyone roll me very quickly a wits and athletics. Not Edgar.
I rolled a 2. I'm not going to spend
5.
willpower because I've already...
4. And Tullio.
1 with a bestial failure.
Here's what happens. Edgar is bolstering, talking about how great he is at having sex, and all of a sudden you see he's falling forward. Adelaide could reach out to catch him, but Tullio, wanting to catch his brother like he did just earlier this evening, tries to, and instead what happens is he ends up shoving Edgar back, and Edgar falls flat on his butt and his head. Edgar, take a point of superficial damage as you smack your head extremely hard on Akua's altar here.
Adelaide's just gonna stare at Tullio.
Believe it or not, it wasn't on purpose.
Trying to catch him was on purpose. You should stop.
You alright, Edgar?
Sure. I've just sort of been in the ringer these last few nights. It's fine.
It would have been so easy for you to say that, and for us to help.
I don't want your help.
And you're doing so well on your own.
No, Adelaide, I don't want your help.
There's 3 other people in this room, Edgar. You could have reached out to one of them.
And I would have if I thought I couldn't get it licked.
Kua returns to the room, and he says, "Come, no, Edgar. Drink this, and the curse will be removed. I have told Luisa many times that she cannot use this curse on those of us possessing of a soul."
Are there those of us who are not possessing of a soul?
Certainly are. It is a particular curse invented by my sire to control whites. You see, the whites no longer have the soul. They have the memories of who they were. You can manipulate them to point them at a specific target. With someone with a soul and with one as complicated as your situation, I can't imagine it was very pleasant for you. Drink this.
No, it fucking sucked. Edgar will drink it.
You drink it. You may remove yourself down to 1 hunger. and you feel like yourself again.
Right. Oh shit.
Oh shit is right. Ilse Asher has gone to ground and informed me that she has declared me the next head of Clan Hecata. With that declaration, Louisa arrived, demanded that I have Edgar staked and kept with her, that I take control of Waite Enterprises and do all sorts of other things of her own machinations. I refused, of course, all of these requests, and she did not have a good reaction to my refusal. As far as I am to understand, she has left and promised and vowed to service Lucius, as he would promise her the things that she wants.
Service
She
is
is the lady of the
certainly
family.
word for what Louisa does.
I am not in the mood to make jokes tonight, Edgar.
You could always pass the buck. Oh, cool. We all know you don't like to be sitting in the big chair.
I don't, but I will sit in the big chair until Ilse returns.
You could hand it off to Tullio.
I could, but I won't do that. Not while the schism goes on. At the very least, I have led men before, like Ilse.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not here to tell you any tales of my wars with Napoleon. But I am here to tell you that, as of this moment, as much as Ilse has her ideas of uniting again as one clan Hecata, my ideas are somewhat different. And if I must make these hard decisions as head of clan, then I am not looking to unite. I am looking to know who is the enemy and who is not. Louisa is now an enemy.
Given that she is now on their side, I know it would be difficult for you.
Do not talk with me sweet words, Adelaide. You and Maria. Sweet affectation then. You and Maria killed someone tonight of our side.
Yes,
That is correct.
Don't do that again. If you want to kill, and do it for the Baron, you kill the enemy, not ours.
do we have permission for Louisa? As she is not the enemy.
Of course we do.
It's not up to you, Edgar.
Edgar is right. You do.
Then it will be done.
I understand that you're all going to Arbano Pisanob's hunting party. I too was going to go, but now I will not.
Any words for the old sorcerer?
Not from me.
I was under the impression that you two were close ones.
No, I told you I like talking to him almost as little as I like talking to Hamish Millinar. His fascination with the Infernal was about as... Who was very close with Arbano was Alexander Nagaraja, who was of course no longer with us.
Yes.
God rest his soul.
No.
Okay. When you go to the hunting party, you will determine who is our enemy and who is our ally. If they are allies, they must leave Lucius's side and return to us. If they refuse to do such a thing, then they are our enemy and you will mark them.
I do know that Beatrice, Hector, and Lamar were taken. My plan was to try and get them back.
We'll get them back.
It is a good plan.
There are a few of the milliners that I think could be swayed.
I leave it to all of your better judgments, if you think any of them can be swayed.
We will see. I do know Catherine, though she is not yet kindred,
She
has been petitioning for others.
I will put this very bluntly to all of you. I care nothing for your ghouls. I care nothing for this idea of human relatives of the Hecata. It is not the Samadi way, nor is it the Nagaraja way. Not anymore. If you must slaughter them to get to your target, it matters not.
You are understood?
so be it.
Edgar?
I've told you many times I'm not a killer.
I suppose you should maybe decide or figure out whether you can actually do it. Because I don't think you'll be able to hold that title forever.
We'll see.
And what of you, Tullio? If your sister stands between Lucius and yourself, will you stop? And I do not mean Ariana.
Is the head of our clan asking?
Is what's happening now?
Irma's not going to stand in our way.
Is that, what is that they say? Manifesting?
It's an assurance.
I wasn't aware you were blessed with the foresight that I am.
I would suggest bringing Kenneth.
If I can fucking find him.
If you want to know where he is, you must only ask. Imogen, I understand that you are no longer mother of the Bahari.
Yes, I was going to speak to you about that when when business was concluded.
You may speak freely to me whenever you like. I am sorry. This was not something that I foresaw happening, nor were I prepared to take on such a role. I am very distressed about my club. I am not sure what to do about it in the moment, but the only thing I am sure of what to do is I will win the war, if Ilse does not awake in time. If you have ever read your history books, Napoleon was the greatest strategist that ever lived. And I learned much from him. Imogen, if you'd like to have that talk now, I believe, Edgar, someone is coming to see you in the moment. And Imogen, he takes you upstairs.
Go with him.
What can I do for you, niece? You're a niece now.
Yes. No, I was just going to inform you, but I suppose you saw it. Or were already informed.
Both.
Yes, it was made very clear that Matilda would have taken half of the Bahari, if not more, with her. And we
Very likely, yes. But Matilda is a milliner. Even worse, she is the mother of Hamish Milner. Even worse, she is the grandmother of Edgar Waite. And she has her own plans and machinations and desires beyond being mother of the Bahari. She always has. Even back in the days growing up in Scotland, as far as I am to understand.
Then I will speak candidly with you as head of the clan. I
Yes.
also see things. The Dark Mother gifts me with visions from time to time.
Okay.
I have reason to believe Hannelore may yet still unlive.
That is wonderful light amongst this pillar of darkness in front of me. Where is she?
Well, I didn't see her. I saw Ariana speaking about her as if she was still unliving. So I don't know where she is. I can assume it's wherever Lucius is.
This nightclub. Maxim.
Yes.
His stronghold. His pleasure house turned war room.
She nods. Well, yes, I will try to get information about this. I have not told anyone but my coterie.
I would not suggest that you tell Matilda.
No.
Matilda may have been loyal to Hannelore when she walked amongst us, but if Matilda learns that she is somewhere vulnerable, I'm not certain that Matilda wouldn't march the Bahari there herself and fall under the flag of Lucius and kill Hannelore.
No, I cannot let that happen. I would do just about anything to see Hannelore safe.
So would I. More information about that would be very helpful to all of us. And in the future, if you want to know what you believe, if you want to make guesses or estimations at Matilda's motives or plans of action, I highly suggest that you speak to Edgar about it. I do believe they share a similar mind.
Yes, I'm starting to see that.
Is Tullio alright?
Speaking to the head of the clan, I think he feels directionless.
Yes. He seems to be wrapped up in personal things and not have the eye towards civil war. None of us want to have eyes towards civil war, but he seems to be lacking perhaps conviction, perhaps action. I am unsure. Perhaps you could offer Uncle Akua insight.
I know he wants a united Hecata, and I know he does not hate the idea of being head of the table, but I think that scares him.
Those are all fine points and offer me great and more information than they're asking Tullio directly. It's a difficult prospect to speak to the boy. I would like to see him come into his own. I would like to see him take actionable actions, can one say so? To show that he is willing to not only assist the family, but to further progress the family into this united utopia he imagines.
Perhaps he just needs the right push. Maybe this hunting party...
Perhaps his paramour could push him into such a direction. I have heard that behind every great man is a greater woman.
Well, now that I am no longer Mother of the Bahari, I may have the time to do just that.
As far as I am aware, you and it is Tullio, and to be perfectly fair, if we wanted to be very technical and fair, of which Akua is always technical, and maybe not technical, but Akua is always fair, you are elder than Tullio. By all rights, if you wanted to make claim to Uncle Akua, you could hold seat of Giovanni.
She takes a minute to process this. She thinks, no, you are correct.
Oh, I know. That's why I say I am fair and correct.
Yes, you are fair and correct. Well, much to discuss then, into giving this push.
It is much to think about, and you should have these conversations with your paramour. It is a conversation that Edgar is going to have in about 3 minutes or so.
Something you saw?
Yes, and also something Edgar forgot.
Well, I suppose we'll see the fireworks in 3 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone make their way upstairs, or do you all stay downstairs in conversation?
So what are you going to tell me, Tullio?
Tell you what exactly?
Who the fuck is Ariana? Who the fuck is Irma?
We haven't played our game in some time, Edgar.
No. We're past the game. This isn't game shite. I just learned that I had a brother and sister and didn't even have time to tell you. Who the fuck is Irma?
Let's not pretend like you don't have your secrets, Edgar.
Ask me anything.
You have to know what to ask. And you didn't know what to ask.
Ah. Straight from old Mom's mouth. I love you regardless. You just could have told me is all.
She's my concern.
Sure. I understand that.
And that's when you hear Akua say, "Oh, Edgar, you have a guest."
Pardon me.
And I see Adelaide has gone up to the front. Tullio and Maria, do you go up as well?
Sure. Maria will follow.
Maria, Edgar, and Adelaide head upstairs. Tullio stays downstairs to sulk. And what you see is someone that you haven't had communication with, Edgar, since the family dinner. In fact, you made a deal with them at the family dinner and basically forgot about them. And it is Tegan Duncern. Of course, she is significantly, she's about 100 years older than you. She has long dark hair. She's wearing a lot of lace and black. She left over from her being raised even as a human child in the Bahari by Hannah Laurie. And she's wearing a veil over her face. And she comes over to you. And she gets on her knees, kneels down in front of you on the broken glass. It's covering the floor. And she says, "Uncle Edgar, it's been so long."
Tegan von die Bloodlinie Duncern.
I have waited night after night for you to reach out to me, and I have heard nothing. You promised that I would stand by your side, and
Yes.
now I hear that you're going to the hunting party and you're not taking me, and I am wondering why you are leaving me in this limbo. Have I done something?
I was dealing with a curse, most unfortunate.
For months.
For months, it seems.
Can you roll me manipulation and subterfuge roll?
With my fucking ingenue, you fucking bet I can.
Yeah. She's not going to be able to resist this. But for the record, Maria and Imogen and Adelaide are all there listening to this.
I'm listening as I'm going through and learning about Louisa and how she operates.
Imogen makes a face that is so like clear as day, but she's actually going to roll her eyes and go downstairs.
Okay.
Maria's just like listening to this happen and banking a lot of information.
Yeah. How many?
I'm still counting. Hold on.
Okay, if it's more than 8, then you're fine.
Yeah, 16 successes.
Yeah, she does believe you. And she's still on her knees and still has her forehead pressed to your hand. And she says, "Uncle Edgar, why would you not reach out to me? Do you not trust that I would be there for you? Stand by your side, assist you in all ways?"
Of course, I trust you, Tegan, and please take off that veil. Discard the garments of the Bahari and join me as members of the Bank of Duncern.
She stands up and she does remove the veil. "I want nothing more, Edgar. Uncle Edgar. I carry the veil not for the Bahari. I carry it in mourning of my son. If you remember, he was there at the dinner
I do.
with his father, Dante. Putanesca is my son. They serve the usurper. They will be at the hunting party, I assume."
Then you will come with me and we will fetch him together.
Do you mean that?
He'll kind of put his hand on her face. There's nothing I would not do for my blood of my blood.
Then I need to be honest with you about something.
Speak.
I had a visitor not very long ago. A young woman calling herself Ariana Giovanni. She told me that if I would join Lucius, I would be made head of the Bankers of Duncern for him, and that I should be head as I am significantly older than you. I refused her offer, of course. But I was afraid I would come here and you would send me away.
Why?
I have never known what it is to be Dunsan. Hannah raised me since I was a little girl. And then Osric embraced me when I was old enough.
I will teach you everything I have to teach. And there are 2 more of us coming soon. My brother and sister. We will be a proper bloodline again, not diluted by Olivia's taint.
I am still living at the Bahari Manor.
Would you like to not be?
Yes, I don't live properly upstairs. I have been living in the basement. At Imogen's discretion, of course, she offered me rooms, but I didn't want them. Didn't feel right, it didn't feel proper, but you never... I know you'd been to the manor multiple times, but you never came to see me.
You and I will leave here, and we will find one of the many places I own, and it will be yours.
And will you forget about me tomorrow night?
No. No, I need you by my side more than ever, Tegan.
If it's selfish, you can tell me. I only care about getting my lover and my son back. They were taken from me. I know you know this.
It's not selfish. In fact, we are going to this hunting party with our eyes set on Beatrice, Hector, and Lamar.
Matteo is not evil. He's not a bad man. I know he's not. I know he has Maurizio's brother, but She hesitates to say it.
Go on.
I love him. I've loved him for decades, almost a century.
And he is a good father to Dante.
Yes.
And whoever with pure heart follows him to our side will be granted lenience, if not amnesty.
She kisses you on the lips and then wraps her arms around you.
Can I ask you something? Tegan, I should have asked a long time ago.
You can ask me anything. You are the head of the bloodline.
Did Olivia hand you over to Hannah to keep you out of the way?
No. Osric gave me to Hannah because Isabella was my mother, and Olivia wanted to kill me. She knew that she could not withstand the might of the Bahari alone.
We'll talk more about Osric later.
Imogen and Tullio.
As she descends down the stairs, she says not wanting to join and seeing more of Edgar's lies. Spin a tale.
Tired of this gaming.
As am I, my love. And she'll approach him. And just place a hand on his arm once again. Who is worried about you? I'm worried about you.
There's no need.
He said that very quickly. It's a little unconvincing.
I am reminded of my purpose.
Remind me.
Irma.
Her face gets very serious. We'll get her out.
Not if we keep playing these games.
I'm not going to play games, Tullio. You should know when Ariana found Adelaide and myself, she said that Lucius won't let her leave. She was pleading. It was a flash of, let's call it vulnerability. Maybe we can get her out too.
We have to.
We do. And we'll stop him. And whatever comes next, we'll be together. That's all that matters. And I will hug him very tightly.
Is there anything else anyone would like to say before we end our session?
I think Maria, is it possible to talk to Akua really quick?
Mm-hmm. He's sort of just pacing around looking at his ruined place. Shaman has also returned, by the way.
You mentioned that there was curses that could control whites.
Many curses that can control many things. Whites are one of those things.
There was the one white that I encountered alongside Imogen underneath Seneca Manor.
Osric and Olivia's sister, Isabella. Yes, I know.
Yeah. If possible, it might be a good idea to think about if she's still out there to gain her to our side.
I think you should be more concerned that if she is on Lucius's side, that Louisa will do such a thing.
Is there anything that you can do to counter that? Or anything that we could do to counter that?
Bring me a finger of the whites.
We'll keep that in mind.
It is not something I can teach you. Well, one of you someday, something different, cannot teach you. In the same way that the Nagaraja can't teach you to unlock your jaw and swallow things whole.
So is it a particular finger?
As Adelaide's been going around the room, calculating.
It is not. I took Edgar's middle finger as a bit of brevity in my very sad day.
Do you want me to make you some servants to help clean up?
No, Shaman will do that. He buried Tor, and he should have brought bodies down to the alcove down there, and we will take care of that. I'm sorry, Edgar. It's just funny. Your middle finger will grow back, and you can flip people off again. It's fine.
I'm not particularly worried about it. Maria, do you mind stepping out with me for a minute?
Sure, of course.
I know now might not be the appropriate time, Akua, but could you give me some details about Louisa? About her patterns?
Oh, you'll have to be more specific. What details do you want to know? My patience with speaking about Louisa is low, so let's say 3 questions, 3 and in and out. How's that?
Not questions, I'm going to say statements. Edgar, the lemurs. Is there anything else she cares about? Not you, of course. I would hope she cared about you.
I think not.
Hmm.
She cares about herself.
Is there anyone she was close to?
Yes, she ate him.
I mean, with Lucius's people.
She did not associate much with the family. So I could not say. However, perhaps I think I should answer the question I believe you to be asking before you have asked it. Louisa has, if you have noticed, an obsessive personality. She was not always like this. It happened when she diablerized the Semitsi. She seemed to have inherited the bane of the clan of the fiends, and it is spilling out in destructive fashion in my bar.
Yes, possession. She
Yes.
wants to keep Edgar.
Edgar, animals, something else? I'm not sure.
One question left. Besides her mouth and the curses, is there anything that she can do not prepared that would be an issue?
I'm afraid I don't understand the question.
What can she do in the moment that would be the most detrimental to capturing her?
She is very skilled at disappearing. She is skilled in curses, skilled in oblivion, and she is skilled in speed. She has some abilities of attraction as well.
Yes. I would hope so, otherwise. You don't want to hear these words from me right now.
Not
Thank you.
particularly, because I do not think she had to employ anything to get Edgar to agree to jump into bed with her.
No, I don't believe she did. Thank you, Akua. This will help me.
And then can I use the information gained in the scene for my plan the perfect murder on my lure sheet?
Yes.
Yay!
Edgar and Maria, close out our scene with you.
Edgar will light a cigarette, hand one to Maria, and then light his own.
Maria will take the cigarette and drag on it.
As premeditated as that must have seemed, when Akua asked for someone who wouldn't betray me, I need you to understand that that was real. I don't understand you, and I'm gonna be honest, sometimes you're right, piss me off.
Say that about most people of our family, Edgar.
But you and I have been together longer than any of the rest of them.
He's just taking a drag of the cigarette, looking straight ahead.
I'm sorry that I've been too caught up to say I'm sorry about Catherine.
There's nothing to be sorry about.
There is. I loved her once for who she was.
I thought I did.
You did.
Did I, Edgar? Did I love
Yeah.
her? Can I actually love?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Taking another drag of the cigarette.
So I'm gonna do
Is that what you
something
have with
cool.
Aelin?
No. Not now. I've already told you it's more like we're one creature and less like love. I can't explain it. It's not the romantic side of feeling like someone is the other half of your existence. It's the soul-crushing knowledge that someone is the other half of you. But
Very
that's-
poetic of you, Edgar. But that
you need to let me borrow your ring soon, for at least a night.
my ring.
I've learned a new ward. It's like the one with spirits, but no kindred will be able to touch you without your permission.
I would like to be with you when you do it.
Of course. There's something that I need from you in return.
I should have seen this coming. What is it?
I think you'll like this one. I need you to hit me hard enough in front of Maurizio Putinesca to get my blood on him.
Oh, yeah, sure. I got you.
I'm going to fucking destroy him. I will boil him from the inside out until
With your
there's
own blood.
nothing left of him. My blood just needs to touch him. Can you
Interesting.
do it or not?
Yeah, I can do it. That's all it is. Easy.
It needs to be the last thing we do before we get out of there because Urbano will know. And we won't have a lot of time. I'm going to need to get back to my Furcus at my apartment, and I'm going to need to work fast.
Okay. There's something that I need to tell you though, especially based off what you just told me. If you had a love for Katrin, I'm going to let you know right now she is a threat to the family. In my power as the Pope, I am ordering her death.
Then you need to let me turn her, if she hasn't been turned already. And she has to be the dancer in sacrifice. Because I am unwilling to part with Tegan or my brother or sister. It will not happen.
It's funny. Really fucking funny that I had a similar thought. Not for you, but for Arusalini, but
Now you have a
there's
traitor
another
aunt,
one in my
sister.
family, yeah. Yeah. So,
One more favor. Look after Tullio for me.
you say that like you're not coming back, Edgar.
One day, I won't.
She's gonna take a long drag of that cigarette looking at him.
Just take care of him for me.
I'll do my best. As I will for all of our family. For us.
I think Edgar will just reach out and kind of put his hand on Maria's jaw on the side of her neck and press his forehead to hers. Long time
She'll
coming.
reluctantly do it back, but yeah.
Have a good night, sister.
Good night, Edgar.
That is where we will end episode 5, Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain.
You
for this
can
evening.
hear the words they say.
Thank you, everyone.